Y'all, these months be flying. Welcome back to the channel. It's only 4 p.m. right now, but the light is already coming in blue from the window that is in front of me. I'm not a fan of it, but I ain't going to try to set up nowhere else either. So let's just talk about it, okay? This is the September 2nd paycheck budget. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that we are at the end of September. I really can't. In this video, we are going to talk about my paycheck budget and what I do every time I get paid, which is go in and pay off some things. Let's talk about what we're going to do today with this money. Now, when I share with you this bank balance of $7,622, that basically is what is in my bank account on the day that I got paid, my checking account, that is. So if we take a look at this, we see that a lot of things cleared, to include our mortgage payment, which was $5,437. And then we also got an ATM rebate of $5.50. And I shared it with you before. That is because my bank is an online bank. And so therefore, whatever ATM I use, it always refunds me the ATM fee back. Ooh, we got 4% interest. What? And then I also made a deposit of $1,293.34. And basically that was from my insurance, my home insurance for my rental property and the roofing incident. Let's just throw an eye in the sky right there if you're not familiar with my roof caving in on my rental property. Okay, not necessarily caving in, but the ceiling did fall. And come to find out, I had said in that video, like, wow, the insurance is sending, I think it was a $4,000 to $5,000. And I was like, how in the world is that going to pay for an entire roof? Well, come to find out that after the roofers get that money, they're able to submit supplement claims. And so this $1,293 was a supplement claim that they submitted to my insurance, and my insurance sent the money to me to pay to them. We're waiting on one more supplement claim to come in, and my insurance will send me the check, and I will then in turn pay the roofers, and that should be about $700 more. So boom, only thing that came out of my pocket in that incident was a deductible of $500. Okay. So with the $7,622 that is left in my bank account, here is what we are going to do. I share with you guys every time we do one of these videos that I live a credit card lifestyle. And what that means is that I pay all the bills that I can with my credit card. One reason or another reason, I have several reasons. Another reason why I love this strategy is because I never have to wait for a paycheck in order to pay my bills. I just pay my bills using my credit card. And then when the paycheck comes in, I then use that money to go in and pay the balances on the credit cards. So let's take a look at the credit cards. The first card we're going to take a look at is the Citibank card. Okay, so right here it shows that I owe a balance of $441.98 on that card. Let's take a look at what that number is comprised of. Okay, y'all see it here. It's made up of a lot of fast food, a lot of eating out. But the funny thing is, guys, do not be confused at all those line items. Let's add up how much that actually is, because from the looks of it, it looks like a lot. We see McDonald's, we see Zaxby's, we see Chick-fil-A and Wendy's, and Texas Donuts and Eastgate and all of this other stuff in the Arby's. But actually, the eating out only comes to, because y'all know eating out is my primary way that I feed myself, even though I need to do better. Honestly, it only came to $105.24. Now, the other thing is, honestly, even though it's only $105, I really did honestly think that I was doing better in the eating out department. Now, this 105 is not my total month. This is just this, remember, this paycheck budget. This is the stuff that hasn't been paid for yet in the paycheck. So this little blue light, oh, and I can't even color correct this really because I'm using iMovie and their color correction is not that great, because this would actually need a little more yellow in it, a little less blue in it, all of that. Oh well. Hold on, what happens if I turn that light off in the back? Wait a minute, hold on. Okay, that gives me a little bit, gives me some more color back. I'm getting some browns and some reds back into my skin tone. So let's do that. All right, I like that. That's what I need to be doing. Turn that light off in the back. Okay, so basically, I honestly thought I did better. This 105 is just for this, let's say, a past 2-week period, right? So it's not everything that I spent eating out. In my brain, I felt like I was eating home a lot. But this is what happened. I actually went 2 weeks without logging my purchases in Everydollar. 2 weeks. And so what happens is, again, in my mind, I felt like I was doing well. But when in actuality, this is a prime example of what nickel and diming will do to you. I nickel and dimed all the way up to $105 because when I was doing this budget, or looking at everything, I had to actually go back in and log these transactions into everydollar.com, okay? So part of my process is I first write it down. See, I got this pad. So I'm writing this stuff down. And then I'm going into Everydollar and making sure that my transactions that are on my credit card are also logged in Everydollar, just in case I forgot something. Now remember, I didn't do it in 2 weeks, which I never do. I'm normally in this every day. I don't even know what happened. And then I go ahead and I make my payment. So right now we're going to be making that full payment of $441.98 to Citibank. And again, if we look at these outside of the fast food, the other charges up here, we actually have 3 more charges that are food related, but they're actually being written off in my taxes as a business expense. So I have them logged in business. And that is going to be $25.74 for McDonald's. And that is because we actually made a review video for the channel. And then we also have $65.35 charge for Eastgate Asian Bistro. That's because I did a work from my house day where I hosted people to come in and use my home as an office space, and I provided breakfast, lunch, and snacks. So we also have Texas Donuts, which was the breakfast I provided at $15.79. So those 3 things equals $106.88. That is business related, okay? We also see that my Sprint wireless cell phone bill is here at $194. And then we also see a few Google transactions, and that is from like when I'm in a chat and I give money in a chat and things like that. So that is a 99-cent one, a $4.99. That looks like that's all that's right here right now. I also paid $14.36 for Keep Your Distance Comedy. So that goes under entertainment. That was for, I don't know if you guys follow Kev on Stage, also on YouTube. He does a Keep Your Distance comedy show, which you can actually buy a ticket to, and you get it virtually, and you watch it live on your computer, TV, however you want to watch it, right? And then we also have Walgreens at $15.35. And yeah, so that's everything that was here. And that is what came up to the $441.98. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down on my notepad. And then I do the math. And what that means is after I pay that, I have $7,180.18 left to budget. we're going to hop over to Everydollar, and we are going to make sure that we zero out all of the related expenses that go with this to show that I've paid it. The next credit card we're going to take a look at is Bank of America. Bank of America, I owe $2,043.63. Let's take a look at what that is. Okay, so one of the big things right here is that $1,293.34. You guys remember, I actually got a credit for that of the same amount, and now this is the debit that we're going to take out against that, and that is for the roof. So taking that out, that leaves us with $5,886.84. Now everything else is my normal spending, and so let's take a look at what that is. Okay, so there's a pending Amazon fee charge of $1.78, and again, we don't play with anything that's pending just yet. We wait for it to fully clear before we go in and make that payment, okay? The next thing we have is my cable bill for the internet, $84.99. And then we have parking, and that is for the Air and Space Museum for $10. And then some things I bought in this Air and Space Museum gift shop for $18. Got my lashes did. And that actually came out to be more than what I expected. I budgeted $110 for that, and it came to $135.99, and that's with the tip included. CVS, $1.94. That's because I wanted some Doritos. $2 for a little bag of Doritos. That's because I went to CVS. Must do better. We can do better. And then my gas bill for my home gas. I don't have a car. Well, I have a car, but my car is electric, so it doesn't take gas. So this is my utility gas bill for $26.53. And then I actually ordered a meal service, Every Plate, which a video will be coming out featuring that, and that was $26.93. My water bill, $151.63. And then we see that $307 payment that was made, but what was still pending at the time of that payment was my electricity bill of $173.45. And I bought a piece for my refrigerator for $31.75. And then I made a few Amazon purchases. So this is what comes up to an additional $750.29. We are going to make that payment. And then once we subtract that from what we have left, we then have a balance of $5,136.55 left in our bank account. Let's hop over to Everydollar and let us zero out all of the related expenses to show that they are now paid in full. Next, we're going to take a look at my American Express credit card. And if you're wondering why am I using all of these credit cards, it's because I live a credit card lifestyle. I love juggling credit cards. I love these things. I'm a pro at this, okay? And so the different credit cards actually have different reward points for different categories. American Express, for instance, gives you 4 times the points, and this is American Express Gold, because American Express Platinum actually gives you more, but we have a gold card right now. And the American Express Gold gives you 4 times on groceries, and then my Citibank card gives you 5 times on restaurants plus travel, and 3 times on cruises. And then we also have my Bank of America, which I typically use for everything else because it gives you 1.5 times on all purchases outside of some other categories. The other categories would be restaurants and travel, but they give you 3 times. See, my other cards give you more points, so I use those cards. And then everything else that my other cards typically give me 1 point, that means dollar for dollar, I usually do my Bank of America because it gives me $1.50 for every dollar that I spend. Okay, so that's why. And like I said, I'm a pro at juggling this. I have it all committed to memory. But even if I didn't, what I used to do when I first started doing this, or when I get a new card and you know you're still getting in the groove of using it, I just keep a little cheat sheet in my wallet. And a little piece of paper, I write down these little cheats to say, oh, if you're going to get gas for your card, you may want to go ahead and use your Citibank because it gives you 5 times on gas. Or you may want to go ahead and use American Express in grocery stores because it gives you 4 times on groceries. However, Walmart and Target groceries are not considered a grocery store transaction. It's considered a regular department store transaction. So in that case, I would use Bank of America. Okay, so when we look at my American Express, we see that I have a balance of $368.60, and I'm looking at this total balance side right here, and not the remaining statement balance, okay, but the total balance. So $368.60. So let's take a look at what that $368.60 is comprised of. Okay, so we see we have a $25 Easy Pass rebill that is still pending, so we're not paying that yet, but we are going to pay our home security for $42. We're going to pay another parking meter thing, the parking meter, and that was for Washington, D.C. for $5. And then we also have groceries for $58.70, and that's for Giant, and that will also be a tax write-off because those were items that I purchased for the work at home day that I hosted in my home for a video that I made. We see that we made a few payments, but also we had pending at that time my insurance payment of $103, and that is for 2 cars. And then my YouTube premium payment for $11.99. And actually that $69.95 payment was already paid. You can see that up top with the credit of $69.95. That was for that payment right there. So outside of that, I had $148.43 for groceries for my home. And that gives us the total of $368.60. So I go back to my notepad and I write that down and do the math to deduct that. And after that is deducted, I see that I have $4,767.95 left in my bank account. Okay, we're going to hop over to Everydollar, and we are going to take a look at all of the items here that are paid for now that we made that payment, and we are going to zero those things out. Now, once that's done, this is my second paycheck of the month. So now is when I actually can go in and do things like transfer the money to my savings account. And today we are going to transfer $654 to savings. And once we do that, that shows that I have $4,113.95 left in my bank account. The other thing I can do now is give away cash gifts to the people who are already earmarked. I'm not just looking for people to give money to. These are people who, my cash gifts are people who I already know I'm giving money to, and when I look through and I see who in my family has birthdays coming up and things like that, and I already earmarked who's getting what. Okay, so trust and believe. I'm not just looking to give away the money. The money is already predetermined to be where it's going. Okay, so right now I have $700 of gifts that I'm gonna go ahead and start cash apping people. So $700. So once we do that, I see that I have $3,413.95 remaining. Now it's the end of the month, and again, all this money is already spoken for. So when I look through, I can see right now what hasn't cleared yet. Like, what haven't I paid? For instance, my P.O. box is due. I have not paid that yet, but that is in the budget, right? The extra that I'm going to send to my mortgage, which is in the thousands. What do I have as far as extra? $3,210 I have earmarked to go to my mortgage. So that is going to be coming out of that. So when I look at my Everydollar budget, I already know that I only have $20 left to spend. $20. Everything else is accounted for. And actually, I went to Burger King today. Don't judge me. They took away my fast food money, y'all, in October. It depressed me. So I had to go YOLO at Burger King. Plus, I had T-Mobile Tuesdays, and they said I can have a Whopper for free. Then I bought a milkshake, and then I bought some onion rings, and then I added cheese to the Whopper. So I probably got like $5 left, honestly. But yeah, but doing it this way, I know exactly what I have left. So I know that I can't go out and buy $40 seafood right now because that is not in the budget. Everything is spoken for, and I try my hardest to honor that agreement that I made with myself. I think that is it, guys. That is it. That is what we are doing with the second paycheck budget. That is what I'm doing with the second paycheck. And thank you guys for rocking with me. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a member of the Fab Fun and Budget family, and hit the little notification bell so that you can be alerted when I have videos that come out. That's if you want to be alerted. I hope you do. Hope you do. I really appreciate you guys. So until the next video, y'all. Peace.